Hey guys, happy Wednesday morning. Hope all is well with you in your world. Want to talk to you about a series prediction. That matchup has now been set in the Eastern Conference in the second round. It's going to be the Milwaukee Bucks going up against those Brooklyn Nets, the big three Brooklyn Nets. So, I have a lot of thoughts about this particular series. Obviously, on the Nets end of things, they're extremely talented. They have all the talent in the world. You got James Harden, you got Kyrie Irving, you got Kevin Durant. The list goes on and on with the supporting cast on this team. And before LaMarcus Aldridge unfortunately had to retire, you had him too. This team is extremely deep. They pose a huge problem. Their talent goes unquestioned, and they're going to be the heavy favorites, and they probably should be because they're very, very good. On the other side, you got Giannis, you got Drew Holiday, you got Chris Middleton, you got Brook Lopez. You got all these guys on that side that have been together for a while. They've been through the wars and through the playoffs a lot. They've had some failures, and Giannis has been there and done all of that, and definitely are very unproven at this time in the playoffs where we're at now. So also extremely talented though. They've got all the weapons, all the tools on that end. Very, very good basketball team. I thought they really showed a lot against the Miami Heat. I thought they did a tremendous job against the Heat, getting them closed out in 4 games after the Heat took them out last year. That showed a tremendous amount of maturity, and Giannis just grew up before our very eyes. I mean, the thing that I was most impressed with Giannis is in that last closeout game, his ability as far as passing the basketball. It was unbelievable. It was well done. It was definitely something that I didn't see coming, but it's definitely, excuse me, excuse me, whew, definitely something I didn't see coming. It was extremely well done, and it shows some growth there that you typically just don't see, in a player that's been in the league as long as he has. With that being said, this series is definitely a tough one to call because on one hand, you got the Brooklyn Nets. Like I said, they're heavily favored. And on the other hand, you got the Milwaukee Bucks that aren't probably quite as talented. They don't have as much firepower, but they have cohesion because they've been playing together longer. So, this one's a tough one for me. But when I really looked at this, I analyzed this a lot last night. I did a deep dive into it. It comes down to this for me. I'm going to take Milwaukee in 6. And that's probably going to be a shock to some people. But I'm taking Milwaukee in 6, and here's the reason why. The Nets just haven't played together long enough. The big three, while they have all that firepower, they just don't have the chemistry. And to be honest with you, if they would have been playing the Bucks, if they play against the Bucks the way they played against the Celtics, they'll be out of the playoffs in 5. Because in reality, yeah, they took care of the Celtics, and yeah, in most games they covered the spread and all that good stuff. But let's be honest. I mean, with the way the Celtics have been playing, the way the Celtics have been all year long, they should have won every single game in a sweep by 15 plus points. I mean, it just should have happened that way. If they come out and they play the way they did against the Celtics, against the Milwaukee Bucks, it'll be over quickly because the Milwaukee Bucks are nothing to be trifled with. The lack of defense that the Brooklyn Nets play at times, it's not going to fly against the Milwaukee Bucks because they'll put you down. They'll make you pay. They're not like the Celtics. You're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. Whatever cliche you want to use, the Nets better bring it if they want to win this series, because if they don't, they're going to get beat. And I feel very strongly that the Milwaukee Bucks are going to get this thing done in 6 games. I just think their cohesion. I think Giannis continuing to find himself, being able to distribute the basketball LeBron-esque the way he's distributed in the basketball right now, finding his outside shot, being more patient, not panicking. You could just see him, the maturation process with Giannis. It's just going. You know, you can see the way that he saw the coverages, what the Heat were trying to do to him, and he adjusted beautifully and just did an amazing job against the Miami Heat. So, you know, building a wall against Giannis and all that good stuff, that's not going to work anymore. So you're going to have to figure out another way to defend him. And let's just face it, the Miami Heat are much better defenders than the Brooklyn Nets. Granted, the Nets got a lot more firepower, but Milwaukee's length is going to bother them as far as them being able to score as many points as they normally would. So the one caveat I'll give the Nets, I believe if somehow this thing goes 7, I think the Bucks would probably be in trouble in that situation, in that scenario, because the longer the big three play together in meaningful games and meaningful moments, the more they gel, the harder it's going to be to beat them. I just don't think they've spent enough time together yet on the court, on the floor, in meaningful times during basketball games. So that's ultimately why I'm picking the Bucks, plus alongside of Giannis growing and getting better. So that's what I got, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. The series pricing on this, the Bucks are about plus 350 right now in most places, so you can probably pick up some cash if you take them in this series. I'm going to do that. If you take them in 6, that's about plus 500. So that's paying 5-1 right now. I'm going to do that as well. Probably not going to put a ton of money on it, but I'll probably put a good amount, $50 to $100 or something on that, because I mean the return on that is huge if you hit it. So I like that, guys. And hey, hopefully we can keep our streaks rolling. Let me know what you think about this series. This one, man, this is a series that I'm going to be so excited to see. I cannot wait to see these two teams. Their meetings in the regular season were really good, really epic. And I think that the series is going to be very epic as well. So I'm going to do a Game 1 preview here shortly on this game, on this series, and let you know what I think about that. And we will go from there. Thanks, guys.